Alright, now I'm going to relax. I made a couple of videos, posted them up if you already watched today. This video is just for rambling. First of all, I want to say thanks to my good friend Ryley, who is on, call it a vacation, over in Dubai. He sent me this very cool postcard. This will look great on the wall. Doesn't that look like a nice place? I wonder if it's... I mean, so many people are gravitating towards that area, and look at the money that's there. It's got to be a pretty nice place. And then Sam in Perth, Australia, sent me this one. So this one made quite a journey. Very cool looking cityscape on a postcard. Has some custom watermarks there from its travel. That's kind of cool. It had a little bit of patina on it. That'll look great on the wall. So the wall's slowly filling up. I'm not getting a ton of postcards, but I'll put the address in the description if you want to send a postcard. That'd be awesome. We'll put it up on the wall, and I'll do a wall shot at some point. This is a thank you card. I'm not going to show you the inside. This is a thank you card I received from KDP Ross. He's got a YouTube channel. You know, it's one of those things. Some people like it, some people don't, but he just kind of talks about random topics and some good insight. And he had a video where he's in California, and California has some sort of weird law they implemented about the importing of certain coffee beans, and I'm not a big fan of government getting in the way of telling us what to do and everything, so I got a hold of KDP and said, hey, there's a couple of really good local bean makers. Well, they don't make the beans, they roast them. Bean roasters here in northern Michigan. I'd like to send you a couple of bags. So he gave me his address. I sent on a couple of bags. So we're bypassing the whole government restrictions. You know, if the government's listening right now, then this is all prank call. This is all made up story. This never happened. So so he enjoyed the coffee beans and sent me a thank you card. So also, Robert over at Baublabs must have been watching my video when I was complaining about the broken screwdriver tip that came on my Doxa back there. And he sent me a screwdriver tip from Esslinger. This is the, I don't know if this is their brand or if this is the, what's that other one? Bergion tool brand. I don't know. Not 100% sure, but it'll thread into either this tool or my more preferred Baublabs tool. And I'm going to do a separate video on that because I know I've heard people complain about price on many things, but really hits a soft spot to me when someone talks about the price of a tool, because I fully understand a good quality tool. And you know, when I can compare it to the very cheap, the very affordable and well-made 6767, which was my go-to, but this one, I guess maybe I'll do a video, but this one's just better, and I'll explain why. For one, it's quiet when you set it down, but big thanks to Bob. That's his logo over there. He sent me a couple of stickers to that, so this will go to good use. And I ordered a couple more spring bar tools from him, which I'll cover in another video. So, what else do I want to talk about? How about what's coming up? Remember the new Seiko Monster, the Hulk, or the Jade, whatever we want to call it? The see if I can screw this part number up. The SZCS005. I did order one of those. I bought one of those. I'll probably have it next week, hopefully, depending on the customs. I also scored this quartz Seiko off from eBay, one of my random searches. It did need a battery, so I had a battery put in it. And it also has this pretty cool, I don't know how you say that, Spidel, made in the USA Flex, Twisto Flex band. But the most important thing about this is it has this little emblem here on it. And Mishcon is a gas company, a natural gas supplier in Michigan that my dad worked for, and he retired from that company. And he wears a Timex watch about this size, and he's a big fan of that Timex that comes on the stretchy band. And I always thought if I could find him a nicer or cooler watch or whatever and get him into this, I know these Spadell Twistoflex bracelets are so much better than the Timex ones. These don't pinch hair or catch hair or anything. So I did pick this up, and I'm going to give this to him. He's got a birthday coming up. I'm going to give this to him. I think he'll enjoy it. So that one's pretty cool. And then I did have a moment of weakness, I guess. I don't know. I did put this Doxa up for sale for a moment, for a couple of days, and nobody really jumped on it immediately. And then I started to get some interest in it. But then and the only reason I put it up for sale was because it. You guys know how I am with the more affordable watches. I like the sub $500 market, and I think many people do. I think most of my viewers do, all you guys do. A lot of the people that I talk to on a daily basis, they all prefer the sub $500 price range for the watches. You know, we might aspire to have a more expensive watch, or maybe we'll even buy one once in a while and have one as a higher end piece in our collection. I don't really have that. I have, most of my watches are below 500. I'm trying to think. I think they are. I mean, even this Alpinist that I'm wearing, it was under 500. I think when I added the bracelet, I think I got closer to that mark. But I've been wearing it on this cheap leather, and I've been wearing this thing every day this whole week, and I'm a big fan of it. And I did put this on the time grapher today, and it's running about plus 7 seconds. So it's running pretty good. The beat error is way off on it, but I'm not going to mess with it. So anyway, back to the Doxa. I think it was yesterday or the day before, I had a buyer that was really interested in it, and thankfully he actually swooped up a different Doxa and kind of backed out of even negotiating or buying this one. And I would have honored him because we had started discussions, but I basically took it off the market. I'm not going to sell it. I think it's too cool of a watch. I'm just going to hold on to it for now. So this is not for sale anymore. It's just too cool of a watch. And I know it's, what are they, like 1800 or something like that. You know, it's definitely a higher, or more expensive watch. It's not a high-end watch. It's just a more expensive watch, but it's just too cool. Usually my watches, when I get them, they actually mean something, so I tie something to them, you know, and that helps me keep them. But so I don't know. That's what I got going on right now. This watch will be reviewed. A few other YouTubers have reviewed it. This is the Kodak. Pretty unique watch. It's got some cool features to it. So I'll be reviewing that soon. And I'm also big time jonesing for a new Gshock. I think I have a couple more of these floating around. I keep them on this little watch stand or jewelry stand or whatever I picked up from Michael's for cheap, because they don't need to be in the watch case. But I will be buying another Gshock Square soon. I have to decide which model I want. I actually picked up, check this thing out. I picked up this Gshock Perfect Bible catalog. I don't know if I should do a video showing this. And it has a ton of information on the squares. If you've ever seen one of these catalogs, they're cool. They have like all of the Gshocks. It has every one that you can think of. It even has like the limited production stuff. They're all in here. Unfortunately, it's not really in English, so I'm going to need an interpreter, but it's fun to look at. Tons of different squares. So I think I'm going to pick through this, and I'm going to pick out a Gshock Square. I do kind of miss that carbon fiber one I had. I sold that. I'm not going to rebuy though. I'm going to buy a new model that I haven't had before. So probably a limited edition one of some sorts. So anyway, that's what I got going on. I'll see you guys on the next video. Tomorrow I'll definitely do 1 or 2 more vids.